Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series, the Star Wars Attack of the Clones number 7 LUMINARA UNDULI and number 8 Shaak Ti. So a couple of Jedi in here. I heard really good things about these two figures in particular. I'm not the biggest Star Wars Black Series collector, but I'm starting to dabble a little bit, get some figures here and there, and what better way to do that than to get a bunch of different Jedi. So here we have two of the newest ones to release in the Star Wars Black Series line. So let's go ahead and check them out. Both of these figures are in stock and available at BigBadToyStore.com. Link in the video description below to each of these. And shout out to them for sending these out my way so I can review for you guys. So I'm excited. As you can see here, we got the red color going on because this is for Attack of the Clones. And number 7 and number 8, as you could see, those things fit right on next to each other as the mural builds between all of them. Number 7, Luminara Unduli. Her bio reads a green-skinned Murielin. I don't know. I don't know the lore of every alien species. You guys have to help me out. Murielin. Luminara Unduli served the Jedi Order during the final years of the Galactic Republic, fighting in Clone Wars battles such as Geonosis and Kashyyyk. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And then Shaak Ti, a wise and patient Jedi Master, the Togruta, Shaak Ti fought at the Battle of Geonosis and supervised the training of clone cadets on Kamino. Whew, I butchered a lot of those. You guys have to let me know. Was I even close? I don't think I was. But anyway, let's go ahead and open these up and let's get to it. Okay, so here we have Shaak Ti and Luminara Unduli and Shaak Ti out of the package. And these two are really nice. A bunch of soft goods on here, which Star Wars Black Series has done for a long time. But I feel like these ones get a lot of soft goods on there. And then we get some cool lightsabers and all that good stuff. The digital face print paintwork on these two figures are phenomenal. Especially Shaak Ti. Really well done. But the paintwork on Luminara Unduli on like her gauntlet pieces, just really, really well done. So kudos to Hasbro, where they may miss the mark when it comes to articulation on Black Series because they single jointed everything. It drives me crazy. And then they do butterfly joints. It's like, man, I'd rather sacrifice the butterfly joints and get double jointed elbows or maybe double jointed knees. I know most Black Series collectors that I've seen will actually say they don't want double joints because they don't look as good. I get it, but they move better. So I guess it just depends on kind of how you display. I'm always one for more articulation, not at the expense of aesthetic, but I don't think the aesthetic is bad with double jointed elbows. But I do understand, I do get it. But we're going to take these figures one step at a time. We're going to look at Luminara Unduli first, and then we're going to take a look at Shaak Ti. Okay, so looking up close to Luminara Unduli, look at the face print on there. It looks really good. Good details, good paintwork. As you can see, that little like diamond pattern right there on her chin. You can see clear space in between those little spots. So it just came out looking really good. The digital print on the face, not bad. The sculpt of it does look really good in there, which is quite nice. Her hood piece is just this like rubbery plastic piece on there. She does have like this jacket cape on there, which does look really good. It's kind of like this deep purple color in there, almost kind of, as you can see, it's like a deep purple here for the sleeve portion of it, but the jacket portion of it is the soft goods in there, which is good. And then the skirt piece, the black skirt piece, is a soft goods piece. And as you can see, it's got, I don't know if it's like the pattern or the way they did the cloth, it's got the line work in there, so it's not just like a clean, like, you know, piece of cloth in there. Like the jacket's, you know, real smooth, but then the skirt pieces, as you can see, kind of the folds and creases in there, so it looks really good. Shaak Ti, very similar, so the color, you can kind of bring out the details way more, so we have that there. But look at the paintwork of like her dressing. I don't know what this thing is called, you know, you guys will have to let me know. It's like this additional skirt piece on the belt, sash, whatever, but the paintwork on there is so well done. I mean, just look at it, and then it's all sculpted really nicely. It's just this rubbery plastic piece, but man, the paintwork is really nice. And then you get that really nice paintwork on the gauntlet pieces as well. So really, really, really well done. Love the way it came out looking. And then if you're curious, there are pinned knees in there. So this is older Black Series, so we get double joints here on the knees. So, you know, I had talked about that earlier. The legs do have double joints. The same for Shaak Ti. The legs are, well, the legs might be the same, but the lower legs and boots are different. But single jointed elbow in there, it works. We can make do. Looking at Luminara Unduli's lightsaber, here is her hilt, and this looks really good. I don't know if it's, I don't know that they would reuse a hilt, right? They would definitely make a new one in there. And I don't have any comparisons, and I don't have the Star Wars Black Series knowledge to let you guys know. But silver in the hilt, a little red button there, and we get some gold down there at the end. And then it is a green blade piece there. And then, of course, the blades are removable, so you can have just her lightsaber hilt before she activates it. The thing about her, though, is there is nowhere to store her lightsaber. So I don't know where she stores her lightsaber, for one, and how she would store it, unless you just like slip it in there. I don't know, but with Shaak Ti, she can actually hold on to it. And so we'll go ahead and jump right over to her now. Okay, so here is Shaak Ti. I had to move the camera up a little bit because girl got a big old head. She is the same species, I assume, of Ahsoka. I don't know that for sure. I am guessing, so I could be completely wrong. You guys would have to let me know that down in the comments below. I don't know all the details. I could tell you certain things about the Star Wars lore and movies and all of that. I have not watched Clone Wars or anything like that, so that could be where a lot of things are set up and a lot of the information is. I didn't watch any of the animated series stuff, so just a heads up. I just strictly live action movies and TV shows. But I'm assuming she is the same alien race as Ahsoka because this looks like similar to Ahsoka's head. But you guys have to let me know down in the comments below. But looking at the face print and everything on there, the paintwork, really, really well done. Her eyes, she's got like, I don't know if it's like, it's hard to make out. See, it's so small, it's definitely not coming through on camera. But even like in my eyes looking at it, it's hard to tell the color, but they look really good. Some nice gold paint in the trim over here. Like, I don't know if that's like a headband or some kind of dressing. Just looks really good. And then all the line work on here. I don't know if it's supposed to not perfectly connect. That might just be some sloppiness. You guys let me know down in the comments below if that's actually part of the design or if that's just poor paint apps. Let me know, because I don't know. But up here, it's painted nicely on both sides. And then looking at the back, some of that gold trim on there. It looks like a jewelry piece, headdress on there. Looks really good. It's a rubbery piece, so, you know, these kind of move pretty well. They don't get in the way or anything like that. So that works out well. She's got this brownish red jacket piece there and the soft goods. That looks really good. And then the skirt piece is soft goods. Here it looks like similar legs, but the boots are different, whereas Luminara Unduli did not have laced boots, whereas Shaak Ti does have laced boots, and their boots feet are different. So you can see there's heels on Shaak Ti's, whereas, you know, Luminara Unduli did not get heels on there, so there's a little bit of a difference there. So mostly soft goods, as you can see there. We get the butterfly joints. Like, you gave us butterfly joints, which is great, but I don't know. I'm nitpicky. You guys let me know down in the comments below. But I know most Star Wars Black Series collectors will disagree with me, and that's okay. We get this piece here. This is a plastic like scarf piece there, and then you get this skirt piece here. This is really well sculpted, as you can see. A lot of different line work in there. That's all sculpted detail in there, and the paint is pretty good, but there's only just a couple of colors, whereas again Luminara Unduli had the nice gold and copper color in there. Just, you know, really, really good. Looks nice. The elbows on here, we do get single jointed elbows, as you can see there. I'm sure that, you know, the arms and legs that these figures use have been reused and are, you know, on figures somewhere. I just couldn't tell you for sure where. But that is Shaak Ti. Looking at her lightsaber, you can see we have a blue blade there. Again, the blades are removable from the hilt. All silver hilts with a little bit of gold. Let me focus. A little bit of gold trim in there. And then you have that little peg there, because at least Shaak Ti on her belt has a peg hole there, so she can store her lightsaber. She can store her lightsaber. Attempt number 2. She can hold her lightsaber there, so that is good, and you can even hide it away in there with her coat and everything like that. So that is nice. Now let's go ahead and see how both of them move. Probably fairly well for Black Series figures. Okay, so articulation. So Luminara Unduli, her neck is like on a separate piece there. She can swivel around, which is good. She can tilt in that a little. It doesn't really hold when you want to tilt. She can't look up because, you know, the hood piece, she's not going to be able to kind of look back. She can only look down a little bit, but you do get a little bit of that swivel in there. The arm you can get to go straight on out like so. You can do a full rotation in there, but her hood does kind of get in the way, so just a heads up on that. She also has a butterfly joint in there, so it's not real effective. So a little bit of crossbody, sure, and then going back a little bit in there. Swivel at the elbow, single jointed elbow gives you just about 90 degrees only. Wrists are on a ball peg. Oh, there's a hinge, so she actually has a vertical hinge on there, which is quite nice on her left. Oh, both hands. Vertical hinge on both hands, so quite nice. We do get a ball joint waist on her, so she could tilt to her left a little bit there. She could tilt to her right a little bit there. She can lean back a little bit, but basically looks like she's standing straight up. Lean forward is hardly anything at all. Swivel at that ball joint. Legs can go that far apart there. She can kick forward that high up there. The leg goes back a little bit. She does have a upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend there. Is there a boot swivel at that leg? Yes, there is. Boot swivel. Foot hinges down all the way. You get some good hinge up. Ankle pivot. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet. What year is printed on the bottom of this foot? 2024. So maybe they're newer feet. This is probably the... What? Ayala Sakura? I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly. I feel like those are her legs, but I could be wrong on that. Now, Shaak Ti. Oh, you can't even see the top of her head. That's crazy. Her neck is on a separate piece as well. You can't get her to look up because you have this big piece there that is going to prevent her from doing that. She can't really hold a pose to look down, unfortunately, although I'm trying, it doesn't really work. You can get some good pivot going on with the neck, and then you can easily swivel around, which is quite nice. So even though she has the jacket, you can move the arm all the way out to the side. Really going to prevent you from being able to do a full rotation in that arm, so just a heads up there. We do get a butterfly joint in there, but it's very minimal, and it's not really going to be effective. I wonder what even the point was. As you could see, there's not a lot of room for movement in there. So crossbody, yeah, no, not really. Getting back, no, yeah, no, not really. Single jointed elbow, so you get a swivel at the elbow, and then the single joint gives you just about 90 degrees there. She looks like she has similar hands to Luminara Unduli, but they are different, but they do both have vertical hinge on those hands. Same thing, we got a ball joint waist, so she could tilt to her left that much there. She could tilt to her right that much there. She can lean back a little bit there, which is good, and then coming forward is going to be very little. Swivel at that ball joint waist. Legs go out that far apart there. She can kick forward very high up there. The leg doesn't really go back. You got an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend there at the knee, and I do think these are the same legs, but again, the boots are different. You get a swivel at that boot. Foot hinges all the way down, a little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So pretty good articulation for Star Wars Black Series, but again, Star Wars Black Series really prioritizes aesthetic over articulation. And not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but sometimes it's nice when a figure can get into some really good poses with the help of that articulation. Now, just kind of depends, you know, maybe a lot of Star Wars Black Series collectors are just standing them up in their collection. No shame in that. I do that with my Marvel Legends, so maybe it's not as important. But you guys let me know, because I am curious at why most Black Series collectors will say, no, you know what, I don't care about the joints and the, you know, the articulation as much. It's just one of those things, but it makes it difficult for figure photography. And I do see a lot of really cool photography with Star Wars Black Series figures. I don't know if I've really seen any lately, to be completely honest with you, but that could all be algorithm stuff. So you guys will have to give me some history lesson stuff down in the comments below. And again, I'm not a big Star Wars Black Series collector, but I have a few, and I'm starting to get a few more. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi on the Battle of Mustafar from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Looks absolutely amazing. I'm super excited about that. But I do have at least this Anakin Skywalker, so we can kind of have these going here. And then, I believe it was Luminara Unduli that was in the Palpatine's office when she was stricken down struck down by Palpatine himself. I don't know. Luminara Unduli was probably part of Order 66, I assume. But anyway, just to give you guys a little bit of a comparison here with some Star Wars Black Series figures, because again, I don't have a whole lot, but there we go in terms of size comparison. So that's what I've got for you guys in the review of Shaak Ti and Luminara Unduli Black Series figures. Again, I'm not the biggest collector, but I am expanding. I'm looking to get some more. So if you guys have any recommendations on any that I should be picking up as they release or anything like that, let me know down in the comments below. Or what figures would you like to potentially see reviewed? I've done a few. I would like to do more. So your input would mean a whole lot to me, so let me know down in the comments below. If you're looking to pick up either of these two figures or both of them, links in the video description below to BigBadToyStore.com, where these two are in stock right now. I think this Anakin Skywalker is still available to pre-order. I'd have to double check that, but I'll throw in a link for him as well anyway. So you guys give me your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.